I'm joined with Rob Macdonald here at the Red Cloud Mining Conference 2024. Rob is with both EQTY Metals and Southern Silver. Rob, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Steve. It's a pleasure to be here.
So, you've been working in the industry for a long time here. We're at a conference where I'm not seeing a ton of investors here, and it's a great conference, lots of great companies here, but we got gold hitting all-time highs as we're talking, yet I used the analogy with somebody I was chatting with earlier that about 4 years ago I was here for a cannabis conference where it was Aurora and T-God in that room over there, and there were 2,000 retail investors who showed up for that conference, and it was just two companies giving a corporate presentation, and my buddy used the analogy for that as it was more like a pep rally, and here we have gold at all-time highs.
Yep.
Where's the euphoria, Rob?
I think it's coming. It better, I feel it's coming. It just seems that the industry is a relatively small industry, and I think you do need some of the generalist money to start coming into the picture. And I think that you're starting to see some recognition of that. That the generalist portfolios are significantly underweight in commodities and in mining, and specifically gold miners. And so, I think that change is coming, and that the market is going to wake up and realize where gold is, realize how undervalued many of the gold companies are, as well as silver-based companies, and start getting in and start investing in those companies. So I have to believe this. I think it's coming, and I believe it's coming soon.
Now, I was telling you pre-interview that when we cover silver on our platform, thedeepdive.ca, we get more traffic and traction than any other metal. The silver bug, the silver investor is a lot more active and a lot more engaged. I think the only argument against that is maybe the uranium investor is also a very actively engaged investor. How are you finding your conversations right now with the investor community when you're talking about your silver plays?
Again, everybody or most everyone has a very similar opinion. The feeling right now is that silver is tracking with gold at a historically, I guess, low ratio, silver to gold, and that they anticipate that when the switch turns, that silver is going to catch up to gold, or the ratio is going to get better. It's going to climb higher relative to its current price than gold will be climbing. And so I think that's traditionally what happens. That's what people are expecting, and that may be a reason for the sentiment, and it may be a reason for, as you say, when you show silver stories, that really wakes up your audience.
What's the high-level overview for EQTY Metals? Let's start with that.
Yeah, with EQTY Metals, our flagship project is the Silver Queen project. It's located in central British Columbia. We have road access to the property. We're located just 40 kilometers to the south of the town of Houston. Houston sits on Highway 16, and so it's like with real estate, location, location, location. We've historically there have been about 20 different veins that have been identified on the property. When we assumed management of the company and took over running the property in 2020, there was a mineral resource of 38 million silver equivalent ounces on two of the veins. We then went in, we added another couple of veins, so now we have a total of only 4 of the 20 known veins that are on the property that have mineral resources associated with them. We were able to grow the resource to 85 million silver equivalent ounces, and we have a new target to further increase resources to 120 million ounces silver equivalent. We're in the process of drilling now, and we had a program in the summer, over 10,000 meters completed, another 6,000 meters in process right now, and we would hope that by 2025 we'd be in a position to do a further resource update with aiming for that stated 120 million ounce target.
So what's the long-term vision for the company then? Is it to just build up the resource as much as possible and then look to be acquired? Are there any aspirations to try to work towards production? What's the long-term vision here?
Well, I think these days, most companies, unless they are, truly spectacular assets, that you have to go through some form of de-risking and economic assessment on the project. So the plan right now, and we are primarily explorers. Our intention would not be to bring the project into production, but the intention right now is to grow the resource to that stated target, the 120 million silver equivalent ounces, and then maybe do an initial economic assessment on the project. And then we figure that by that time, we may be getting some interest from some mid-tier miners. Might be interested in the project if we can show that it is robust enough to to sustain high revenues and high cash flow over a reasonably long period, say 10 years.
I have to ask, you guys also have some diamond projects. I can't believe how far diamond has fallen out of favor with investors. I mean, I know of some pretty significant diamond plays out there that can't catch a bid. There's no interest.
Yeah.
Rob, give me the case of why there's going to be some capital flowing into diamond names at some point in the next decade.
Well, I think everything is cyclical. Right now we're maintaining the properties. We have an established camp there that we have permitted. We've renewed that permit for another couple of years. So we're continuing to maintain the assets. They're very well located, adjacent, only 40 kilometers away from the Diavik mine on the south side of Lac de Gras. So it is really where you want to be. In terms of when it's going to turn around, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. But all of these things are cyclical. And whereas just a few years or just 12, 18 months ago, silver was down around $15, and now it's up over 30. And so I suspect the diamond prices over the next 10 years, as you say, will come back, and we will be positioned to take advantage of that.
So let's talk about Southern Silver. Let's turn the page. Talk to Southern Silver. What's the high-level overview for that company?
The high-level overview is that we have a large silver-lead-zinc deposit. It's a skarn system located in a very favorable mining district in eastern Durango. We're very well located. We sit within the belt of silver, or known as the Faja de Plata, of north-central Mexico. We're surrounded by producing companies, past producing and currently producing mines. So this is a mining district, not just an exploration district. We're in the Altiplano. We're not in the mountains. We're out of the way of the narcos. It's a very safe jurisdiction to be operating in. And we have highways running through the property, rail lines running through the property, power lines running through the property. Over the last 10 years, 12 years of exploration, we've taken the project from grassroots discovery to now one of the largest undeveloped silver-based projects in the world, with indicated and inferred resources totaling 300 million silver equivalent ounces. That breaks out into just over, I think it's 112 million silver ounces and 2.7 billion pounds of combined lead zinc. We've recently updated the preliminary economic assessment on the project, and it shows very robust revenues and free cash flow. We've identified a 17-year mine life, $4.5 billion of revenue, with an after-tax NPV at a 5% discount of $501 million US.
And that's using 1850 gold and $23 silver.
Yes.
So
and again, if you spot prices today, we're probably closer to around 750 million on the after-tax NPV. And so, like everybody else, we're waiting to see silver get up to $35, $40, $45, and we suspect that that's going to significantly help the share price for Southern Silver.
So I got to ask you here, we're talking about silver, we're talking about Mexico. We got a new president
Yep.
who's walking into power in Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum.
Yep.
I've mostly been hearing positive stuff from the mining community in Mexico about Claudia. What's your read on it?
I've been hearing some similar things. I know that within the market there was a significant amount of pessimism as to what was going to happen at the transition. The president, the current president, is known as an environmentalist, and so people were concerned. Apparently, she's now published her first 100 days, and there's not a mention of mining or open pits in there. So the feeling right now, because of that, as well as a number of senior appointments within her government, and specifically the Secretary of the Economy is very pro-business and has been already having meetings with the major miners throughout the country. So it seems to be very positive and moving forward. And if it ends up being that her focus is more on environmental regulation, that's quite reasonable, because all it's doing is bringing Mexican regulation much closer in line with Canadian and American regulation. So if that's the case, that's what you're going to get throughout North America, and we can deal with that, we can live with that. We have designed the mine plan to work well within any new environmental constraints that may come down the pike.
So if I'm an investor in Southern Silver, what am I looking out for over the next 12 months?
We have approved a 6,000 meter drilling program on the project. We are starting that at the end of this month. October 28th is when the drill mobilizes. So you should have consistent news flow over the next 3 to 4 months. From that drilling. And the concept here is a proof of concept drill program. We feel that there is still continued exploration potential on the property. We think that we can take the resource from its current 37 million tons to north of 40 million tons, and we want to show the pathway to be able to do that. We might not be able to get there with the 6,000 meters, but we can certainly show that we know where to drill to add resources, and that as share price gets better, we're able to finance with less dilution. We can then finance continued exploration on the project.
Well, Rob, thanks very much for hopping on here today. I'm telling you that if you haven't seen it yet, you're going to see it. There is a lot of interest in silver names. You are involved in 2 projects. They've got some very interesting silver assets, and I'm sure that you're going to see a lot of interest pick up in both of your names over the coming quarters.
And I hope so. From your lips to God's ear, Stephen, thank you very much.
Thanks, Rob.
Cheers.